All right, we're here. It's Nassel. LAN is over. I have my ZZZ Luna shirt from Bestie and Slot Store. Exclamation mark shop in the chat to get one of those. I'm here with Lego Mage casting Cosmic Calamities versus Lob City with a couple new faces in the crowd, but some old new faces. How you feeling about this matchup?
Game 1 of this match took place on Demon Days, and both teams ended up pulling out some subs for this series. Josh was filling in for Forgot in the midfield of Calamities, and Lob City's typical Mystic and Shapeshifting saw Kilius and Streak playing instead. Lob City were able to take an early set win on the dais, and Kilius was able to pick up Stinger onto his BOIS for some heavy damage output. The Calamities were able to stay alive and get the core past the defense of Lob City in set number 2 though, and took the set in a goal 5 after what looked like a potential Lob comeback throughout the set. The Calamities did end up taking set 3 pretty quickly after what looked like an unremarkable draft, and went up 2-1 in sets. Set 4 is where the Lob City were able to shine through though, and after dropping the first 2 goals to put the Calamities at a match point, Lob City took 3 goals in a row and brought the game down to the wire. Set 5 was super close too, and after a strong back and forth between the two teams, the Calamities were able to close out a victory in match 1. Game 2 went to Oni Village afterwards, and the Calamities were able to pretty quickly perform on their map pick in order to win the match and series with only 3 dropped goals the entire game, setting their score up to 4-3 into week 8 and ruining any possible chances of Lob City making it back in the season.
Longer, but that's going to be a flip. Not used on getting the barrier. But Tony's going to grab another KO! And he's probably going to end the game with another KO on the goalie. Streak is down. Josh has that primary, but it's not going to go in. But the pass to Tony is going to finish it off, and Cosmic Calamities will win 2-0. Welcome back. We are with Demons RAHH versus EKC. You can see the map bands down below. RAHH going to their signature night market pick. At least this season, they've been going to it quite a lot. You have the capacity to deal damage and pick some fun era comps on that map. So not really that surprising. EKC picking Atlas Lab. They do have a couple of subs though. It's going to be Zoro in the goal box and box card playing midfield. We still have that NXZD there, which I think NXZD just kind of meshes pretty well with most teams, just as in general a great player.
Just like Lob City in the previous series, Air's Kitten Club brought in 2 subs of their own to play in this week's match against Demons RAHH. Zoro and Carbox were able to perform quite well in the absence of Soren and Katsuna, and while the Demons took set number 1 on Night Market, Air's Kitten Club returned with 2 sets of their own in a pretty quick succession, closing it out in a goal 5 scenario to take us to set 4. The Demons followed up with their own set, this time in a 3-0 sweep to send the game and teams to a set 5, and then a goal 5 scenario, with both teams itching to steal the victory away. At the very end though, a slightly mistimed secondary from Zoro ended up sending it into his own barrier, and with some quick pressure from the Demons, Snake was able to knock the core into the net to take game number 1. Game 2 felt a lot faster, with EKC taking the teams down to Atlas's lab, where they were able to take a quick first set. Unfortunately for EKC though, Demons were all locked in, and were able to take the next 3 sets in a row, taking their 6th victory in the season and knocking EKC down to 3-4.
On his own goals, Cardbox doesn't expect the pass! Sad Boys doesn't come in time! Zoro is gonna strike it and Snake will ult, instant ult F4! Oh my god, Demons RAHH.
Welcome back, everybody, to Nassel Season 4, Week 7. Got another pretty amazing game coming up for you guys. It's going to be BOZO Bunch versus BUNN Bonanza. Another banger, actually, for real. I mean, a couple minutes ago, we just saw EKC actually on like kind of a B roster there, doing pretty well against Demons RAHH. Demons RAHH, of course, taking it there. But Saya, I want to ask you, what do you think we're going to be seeing here in this BOZO Bunch Bonanza game here?
We're going to see a very close game, and if we see blowouts, I'll be very disappointed because this is a full roster matchup between 2 teams that are contending to make it to playoffs, sitting at that massive pile of 3-3 that's been sorted out a little bit. EKC dropping down to 3-4, and Cosmic Calamities up to 4-3, but there is still a very close race for playoffs here in the North American Strikers League, and it has been announced that if you're in playoffs, you are not going to be relegated this season, so that is a pretty big milestone to reach.
The Underbun lore might have come into full force this week, and the team worked incredibly well together, taking the first set on Taiko Temple in a swift 3 goals. catching 2 more before the BOZO bunch were able to grab away goal 3 for themselves. Scyther 12 was able to use the flip to pretty quickly grab the next goal, and ended up locking and loading into the next set, taking a quick double kill and working with Leari on the offense to dismantle Obscure Brents' defense before taking the game in an 11-minute 9-1 fashion on the BOZO bunch's map pick. Game 2 went to Oni Village, and Oni Village is supposed to be a longer map that takes a bit more time to claim victory on. This match did end up taking longer, but unfortunately for the BOZO bunch, it was only 3 minutes longer. And the BOZO bunch took set number 1 to a goal 5, but the Bananas ended up taking the set for themselves, following it up with a set 2 in a 3-0 fashion. Set number 3 was pretty similar too, and while the bunch took the first goal, unfortunately there wasn't too much more they could do, and the Bonanza scored another 3 goals to solidify the series victory against the bunch, with only 4 dropped goals in total.
Up here with these orbs, this orb dancer could be making big plays right now for the side of Bun Bonanza, and can they get it onto the top side here? Going to use a flip, opposing flip, actually going to get it past Scyther, but how long?
Yeah, for how long? Because Scyther 12's flip is going to be so scary. Insta flip with the dash. And it's Bun Bonanza with a quick 2-0 in a matchup we thought would be incredibly close.
Welcome back again, everyone, to Nassel Season 4, Week 7 again. And we are moving on to one of the more interesting games that could take place in this current time, which is going to be Bang Bang against Last Call. And both of these teams definitely had a tough time there at the LAN due to whatever reasons. But they're going to be now duking it out against each other to see who's the better team right now. I mean, of course, we have Bang Bang has got a slightly better record right now at 4-2. LC kind of at 1-5 right now, but both really solid teams. We got full rosters on each side.
Game 1 of this set was pretty fast and decisive for Last Call and Bang Bang, with Bang Bang pulling out what I can only imagine is the lore-accurate Ember Monarchs roster, with Fudgy Waffles piloting the Aragoli and Gramella and Drew on Kai and X respectively. Bang Bang went to their map pick of Atlas's Lab, and after 15 minutes had taken game 1 in just 3 sets. Last Call fought hard this match though, and were able to get 5 goals in before dropping match 1. In game 2, Last Call took the teams down to their map pick of Demon Deus. Game 2 went much differently from game 1, and while we saw the same Era and X pickups from Bang Bang, this time it was Gramella taking the X. Drew pulled out an Asher, and Bang Bang went with a double brawler composition for this map. Similarly, 3Z Breezy and Borg both also went brawlers, taking Kazan and Zentaro, with Fresh even getting in on the action to pick up the Rasmus goalie. Last Call was able to take set 1 in a pretty close goal 5 set, and after a second goal 5 scenario, we saw Bang Bang close out set 2. The team simply wanted this match to be cinema though, and after the third goal 5 set, Bang Bang once again closed it out, going up 2-1 in sets. The teams ran the numbers up yet again though, to make a 4th goal 5 set, this time with Last Call closing it out in order to send the teams to the 5th excruciating set. You won't believe this, but the set went to goal 5 again. Both teams going back and forth with some incredible heart-stopping moments to find Drew catching Fresh off guard, closing the game out in 25 whole points, the maximum possible point count for a typical Mega Strikers game, in just 32 minutes, taking up more time than both games in the Bun versus the BOZO Bunch series combined, to make it a marathon for both teams. Bang Bang were able to win in the end though, sending themselves to a 5-2 for the season, and knocking Last Call out of the running for the playoffs.
Yeah, but another flip's been built up for Fudgy Waffles, and the barrier still has not fallen. Drew and Fudgy defending, and now Gramella is back. The power play found, but they couldn't convert, and that's exactly what you don't want when Drew's in position. It's a bang sweep. It is them taking the series 2-0, and Last Call were so incredibly close, but they could not convert.
Hello, gamers. I am here for the final series of the day. We've got a little bit of a COVID couple going on here. I am Brickbat, joined here by Nubsta. We are both sick post-LAN, but we're here to give you some Omega Strikers, and Omega Strikers you shall have. We've got Showtime versus Sad Boys coming up here.
Showtime was on their main roster for this match for the first time in a while, and while Showtime did lose the first 2 sets, they were able to mount some kind of defense against the Sad Boys before the game ended. In a pretty close goal 5 scenario, Showtime ended up taking away set number 3 for themselves against the Sad Boys on Taiko Temple, before going into set 5 versus the team and dropping the next 3 goals to lose match number 1 against the boys. In game 2, the Sad Boys also took an early lead, grabbing set 1 but then dropping set 2 to Showtime on Atlas's Lab. After taking the next set in a quick victory, the Set Boys were able to grab the 3 final points in Set 4 to grab themselves a series win over Showtime, sending their season to 5-1 and guaranteeing themselves playoffs to close out the week.
Glitch Pop almost goes wide, unfortunately, as right now barely saved away by Megaverse, but it's going to be just taken away right there. I think a Giga Blast from the Kai is just going to take away the entire series, despite a valiant attempt from Showtime there. They looked really good in those final sets, but unfortunately, Sad Boys, we're approaching playoffs. They look to be in form, and they're looking good, as per usual.